Soundtrap is one of the biggest names in online DAWs, but as an FL Studio user, I want to see if it's good enough for you to make pro level beats, the type you'd actually send out to artists for placements. So I'm going to show you how to build a full beat from scratch using Soundtrap, and along the way I'll be testing new features, seeing where it falls short, and comparing it to my usual sound. By the end, you'll know if it's worth using, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so I'm using the online version of Soundtrap just directly in my browser. First thing I'm going to do is just make sure that my MIDI keyboard's connected. So we're going to allow it, and instantly it's picked it up. I'm going to set my BPM to about, let's go 145. The key will go B minor because I want to make something dark. Let's add a track. And we'll go with a synth. And before I start, Soundtrap have actually sponsored this video, so a huge shout out to them. But they're not paying me to say anything specific. They know I usually use FL Studio, but they know there's scenarios where people would also use Soundtrap. I'll get into some of those soon because for now I just want to start a melody. But Soundtrap let you try it completely free, so if you use the link in the description, you can try it for yourself and see if it's right for you. I usually like to start with a pad. I like this one. We'll go with 4 bars to start. You can see these purple keys are the ones that are inside the scale. Let's actually extend these. And learning the shortcuts is going to save you so much time. You can usually see them. If you hover over one of these, you can see by holding M and clicking, it's going to change it to the move tool. And you can use the arrow keys to go back and forward and space to play. So I just want a repetitive pattern. We can hold Alt and click to move it. We'll just change something in the second half. Let's make it an 8-bar pattern. Take all of these notes, copy them again. Maybe right at the end here, we'll just change this chord. Now let's add some bass notes. Okay, now we're going to randomize the velocity just so it's a little bit less robotic. Also need some processing, so let's go to effects. We'll add some simple reverb. Let's go church. Bring the low cut up, the highs too. Yeah, about there. Let's add some chorus too, but we'll put that before the reverb. Let's go for one of these synth presets. Maybe this. We could bring the mix down a bit. Just adding some character. We actually have a good list of effects and they're all pretty easy to use. And I quite like that there's not too many things to change because it stops you overthinking. You can just get the effect you need. Let's turn this on so it's synced with the actual BPM. Lastly, I'm just going to add a filter because I want to cut out some of the lows to save room for whatever bass we decide to add. But that should be fine. Okay, now I think we need to layer this. Yeah, straight away, something like this. I actually want to change the progression a little bit. Just the bass notes. Yeah, I prefer it like that. And by the way, if you feel like you struggle with melodies, especially chords, then they do have this chord section which can give you some quick ideas. So you could click around, find some chords that you like, and then drag them straight in. That way you can build a quick progression. They want to make sure that you can work on your project wherever you are and whichever device you're using. For example, I use a desktop PC and a MacBook when I'm traveling. So I could start a session on my home PC and then wherever I am in the world, I could pull it open on my laptop and then finish the project there. So to me, that's the main selling point of Soundtrap because you never know when inspiration is going to hit, and being able to carry on working on your project wherever you are is just amazing. All right, let's keep adding to this. Let's actually go to their sound library and see if we could add some type of pluck or phrase. Wait, this could work. Yeah, I'm feeling that one. Let's drag this in. But what if we reverse this? Yeah, I think I prefer it reversed. Sounds a bit more interesting. Let's wash that out with some reverb though. Try Reverb Pro. Bring the low cut up. Mix. See how this sounds. I'll just turn the volume down too. Just as some background texture. I'm going to add some tremolo to that too, just to give it some movement. Actually, if we're going for that reverse sound, let's actually reverse everything together. I'm not done with the melody, but I just want one part that just has the chords, and then one part that has that texture. I'm just going to bounce that to audio. And to actually render the track, all you need to do is right click and select freeze track. That also frees up some CPU too, because then you won't have the instruments and effects live. You'll just have it all as one audio file. Now let's try and reverse this one. I don't know why, but I just love the sound of things being reversed. But I'm thinking we could start from here. I just want to create some chops and sort of resample this. Yeah, now this is giving me some new ideas to add to this. Let's also try a different key. We'll try and pitch this up by 3. Yeah, this could go hard. It's sounding a bit high though. Maybe we could copy it down an octave. So let's take everything, bring it onto a new track. With this one, we'll highlight it, go to change pitch, and then down 12. And this will just give us a copy but down an octave. So it will give us some low end. Turn this down a bit. Yeah, that sounded hard. And soundtrap isn't just for MIDI, you can actually record vocals and live instruments too, so I feel like we should get a guitar in there. We'll add a track, go to guitar and bass, and then we'll grab the guitar because it's been a while, man. Okay, I cannot play the guitar at all. I just go by ear and come up with some simple counter melodies. It's honestly just on the wall as an ornament these days. But it's actually really easy to record something in. And from here, we could do some extra processing. Or we could just pick one of these mixing presets. That might be easier. That could be cool. Or just something clean like this. Could even take that and reverse it. Alright, I'm hearing some vocals on this as well. Maybe some type of choir. Ooh, this one's hard. Yeah, that's perfect. Now we got that call and response with the guitar. And then for some variation, we can take this and pitch these up an octave. Yeah, that's hard. Vocals sound crazy. I just want one more section where it's just the pads and a piano. Yeah, this will be a nice switch up for the verse. Just gives it more room to breathe. I think we could get some drums in now. I really like that all of these loops just instantly match the key and the BPM that you've set down here, and everything in here is 100% royalty free. So for the drums, let's add a track. We'll go to patterns. Just need to find a kit that we like. And a while back, I did actually drop my own kit on Soundtrap. So if you go to the search bar and type in Cactus, you'll see some sounds that you can use here. If you're using the pattern mode, you can only go up to 4 bars, which I'm not really used to because I do work in 8-bar patterns, sometimes 16. But when you've got 2 here, all you need to do is just go to the second one and make changes here. You can also see this in the piano roll. So if I wanted to change the velocity of certain snares like these, I can bring them down. Alright, let's find a different snare or a clap. You don't always have to add sounds in the pattern maker though. For example, if you find a sound that you like from the desert pack, which is mine, we could just drag that in. Sometimes I find it easier to create patterns here. So it'd be cool if you could just activate a sound and then quickly click each time you want it. Let's try to layer that too. Maybe this one for the first section. Alright, let's grab a bass. And in this 8-weight section, if you go to the desert 8-weights, these are actually mine. I'm going to copy that pattern but find a new sound for the second half. could go with more of a synth bass though. Okay, now I just want some type of loop to sit in the background. Yeah, I like this loop for this section. This loop, I just want to cut it here. We'll make those same cuts in the snare just to give it some space. I might just layer that with a stomp. The only other thing I'd like to see in here is some type of mixer channel, because right now you can adjust the level from the left here. But I like to have a clean overview of my mixer so I can see exactly where everything's hitting. I'd also like a bit more flexibility with the master as well, because we have these mastering styles, but I usually like to add a soft clipper to the master. You can add it to the individual tracks, so there's that. But when I'm uploading beats to YouTube and just sending them out to artists, I like them to hit as hard as they can. So I usually have that soft clipper on the master, just adding that bit of saturation to everything. Can change the master style though and use the previous one. So we can add a clipper to the kick and just adjust the level. There we go. Just hitting a bit harder now. And then in the master, I'm just going to adjust the gain so we're not getting as much distortion. I don't mind a bit though. I think about there. Let's add this transition as well. We'll highlight everything with Control and A. Bring it over so we can create an 8-bar intro. And maybe just have the melody playing. Vocals too. And then just bring the rises back. And then we're just going to cut it there where this last vocal plays. Yeah, there we go. Last thing we could add to the intro is just a sub bass. Or we could just save that for the bridge. Copy all of this over. And I think that should be it, man. So overall, this is a really solid DAW. Like I said, I love the fact that you can just open this up wherever you are and you don't have to worry about certain sounds not loading. You could be on the browser version like I'm using here, the Windows app, or even the mobile app for making small changes. Plus, it makes it really easy to collaborate because you can just invite people to the project and they'll instantly have access to everything too. In fact, I'm going to leave this project open for you guys to collaborate on. So I'll leave a link to that in the description. I also like that there's a ton of loops and sounds for you ready to use and everything's already synced to the project key and BPM, but I still think there's a little bit of room for improvement on the mixing side, mainly just being able to see all of the levels clearly in some type of mixer rack. I always like to know what dB I'm hitting for each sound and just get an overall view of everything. I'd also like to be able to tweak the master a bit more too and add things like the soft clipper to it. But that being said, they're constantly making updates to Soundtrap and they do listen to the audience, so maybe that will come in the future. But yeah, is it enough to make pro level beats? I definitely think so. This isn't far off what I'd normally make and I'd be more than happy to send this to artists. Let's hear it from the beginning and maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. Yeah, I think this is sounding hard. I added a last minute per chord too. Love the switch up as well. So yeah, the verse has got a lot more space for artists. I left it quite open. So yeah, I hope you guys are feeling this one. If you want to try Soundtrap completely free and collaborate on this project, the link's in the description. Or for more videos just like it, click up here.